Yes, lads, what's happening, and welcome to the 32nd episode of the Little Running Irishman podcast. Sunday's episode, you all know the drill by now. I talk about my week of training, how it went on, analyse it, compare it to last week's training block, and also maybe talk about a little other few things over the course of the episode. Like that, I just want to talk about a little few things before we jump into the week of training. First thing I want to talk about is I might be having a track season. Yep, I know all around the world due to the pandemic, I don't want to say the C word, but the pandemic, basically all track seasons are being cut short, especially over in America, seniors over in America, and because in America, running and sports in general is more school based. Over in Ireland, it's like it's all through the club, so your season won't be cut short like that, and then you won't have another season with that team again. But over in America, it is like that. All the seniors then, their season was cut short, and now they're going on to college without a last year of track with their school basically. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. And over the entire world, where I touched on in numerous episodes in the past, the Olympics being cancelled, many other big events being cancelled, the Euros being cancelled, just other races like community park runs have been cancelled, smaller races like my races, like Dublin's, All Ireland's, things like that. But I may be having a track season. The cases of COVID have been, I said the C word, but the cases have been dropping pretty massively over here in Ireland, so that is good. We can travel anywhere in the country. We're setting up like channels to other countries. Basically, we can travel to other countries that have kind of the same rates, like the same case rates as us. We can be out in groups of 50 to 100 people. No, actually, sorry, 500 people I think it is now. So yeah, the roadmap basically over here in Ireland is getting much bigger. So it is allowing us to start doing start up things again, like my training, my brother's Gaelic training, and now I may possibly have a track season. So that is great. Usually, so how it is in Ireland basically is, you have the region, so there's Munster, Ulster, Leinster and Connacht. They would all have their own they'd have their own region basically. That would be, they have it as the province, so they'd run their province before then they'd try to qualify for All Ireland. But because there's so many people in Dublin, and yes, the races are so big, basically it's not worth our while us racing in Leinster. We have to make our own region. Dublin is its own region, so that isn't going ahead. The Dublins aren't going ahead, but the Leinsters, that every other county in Leinster would race in these to qualify for the All Irelands, as I said, they are going ahead. So my coach said, well, it is pretty 99% chance of it going ahead. There still isn't a program or anything yet. Basically, there isn't a program for what like events and all will be happening. Hopefully the Steeplechase is going ahead. More on the Steeplechase later on in the episode. But yeah, hopefully running Leinster's track this year. Looking forward to hopefully that can go ahead. I also want to thank everyone for the support on the Leo Dashba and the Tiny Garden Challenge video. They are both doing really well. The Tiny Garden Challenge video got to like 80 views in like 5 hours, so that was insane. Thank you all so much for that. The support is incredible. Also, Leo Dashbot episode has nearly 30 listens and nearly 70 views, so that is it has over 100 plays and listens altogether, so that is incredible. Thank you guys so much for the support on that. Another big huge episode coming next Thursday. If you want to, you would have known about this if you follow me over on littlerunningirishman.official over on Instagram. Make sure to do that so you'll know who's coming on the podcast, and a lot of behind the scene stuff like editing, like I said, who's coming on the podcast, and a lot more. So make sure to follow me over on there. I really do appreciate it. Also, next thing I want to talk about is a 100 subscriber special from the Tiny Garden and the Leo Dashboard video. I gained a couple more subscribers. You're now on 92 subscribers. That is insane. Nearly at 100. So I want to do kind of something special for it. I was thinking of doing the US Air Force fitness challenge. Basically, it's you have to do as many sit-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, and a 1 mile push-ups and sit-ups within a minute time limit, a 1 minute time limit basically. As much push-ups and sit-ups as you can within the 1 minute, and then you do a 1 mile run. I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. My mate said he'll help me record it and edit it as well. So yeah, if you have any other ideas, give me a text over on littlerunningirishman.official, or leave them down in the comment section below for videos that you would like to see me do. Not even for the 100 subscriber special, just different videos on the channel, because as you know, I have a review vlog and now the tiny garden challenge up on the channel as well. So it's not only for the podcast, there's many other things up on the channel as well. But yeah, the US Air Force challenge is the thing I'm going with right now. If you guys want to see that, make sure to smash the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. That is pretty much all I have to talk about before we get into this week's training. So yeah, let's just get into it. Monday, starting off at the start of the week. New week, 45-minute run. It was 9.24k at 4 minutes 52 seconds per kilometre, so that's 5.74 miles at 7 minutes 51 seconds per mile. Very solid run, felt pretty good. I was happy with it. No, it was a solid run. Monday was 17 degrees Celsius with 61% humidity. Monday was 19 degrees Celsius. I have the wrong one up here. So 19 degrees Celsius with 60% humidity. So yeah, pretty warm, pretty humid, but pretty solid run overall. We move over to last Monday's run. It was 9.19k, 4 minutes 55 seconds per kilometre. So that is 55. So we are 3 seconds faster this week. But yeah, last Monday was also 5.71 miles at 7 minutes 56 seconds per mile. Last Monday was also a very solid run. 2 Mondays in a row with 2 solid runs. Happy with that. Moving on to Tuesday, as you know, we have a track session with the team. Yes, I said it, we're back with the team. I mentioned it in last podcast and the podcast before that and the podcast before that. I've been talking about it a lot, but I'm really happy to be back with the I said that really fast. To be back with the team. Tuesday session, 15-minute warm-up, hurdle drills, stretches and strides before we got into the session. 12 by 400 meter was the session. Furthest session I've ever done on the track. Usually we only do 10 by 400. When I say only, compared to the 12 by 400, we do 10 by 400. But this week we're upping the intensity since we got a possible event to race for a track season. So upping the intensity on the track. 12 by 400 meters, averaged about 73 to 75 for each, and clocked a 69 on the last one, on the last lap. I was happy with that. Me and another lad pushed pretty hard on the last one. Laps of the infield to cool down, felt pretty good, really solid session. Tuesday was 20 degrees Celsius with 60% humidity. That is that is pretty warm. That is especially for Ireland, that is pretty hot weather. Comparing that to last Tuesday, where we done 10 by 400, it got 73 to 75 for each as well. But I remember last week on the last one, I only clocked a 71. So even though we done 2 extra this week, on the last one, I clocked faster. So happy with that, showing improvements there. Definitely showing improvements there. Moving on from Tuesday, we go on to Wednesday's 45-minute run. It was 8.38k with 5 minutes 28 seconds per kilometre. That is pretty fast, to be fair. If we compare that to Monday's 45-minute run, oh no, that isn't fast actually. I thought Monday was 4:52. I thought it was 5:52 for some reason. So 5:28 this Wednesday at 8.38k. 5.21 miles, this Wednesday at 8 minutes 48 seconds per mile. Decent run, felt okay. I remember there's a certain route I take, or route if you pronounce it route. There's certain parts where I feel good and I don't. On the parts where I didn't feel good, I really didn't feel good. And the parts that I usually do feel good on, like downhill parts and stuff, I felt pretty decent on. Not the best run, but I just got it done. That rhymed, didn't mean for it to rhyme. The weather on Wednesday was 18 degrees Celsius, that's 76% humidity. I should be nicknamed the weatherman, because I'm giving some top-notch weather information here now. So you better get your notepads out, RTA, if you want to sign me up for sign me up for your weather after the news. I'd be more than happy to. Wednesday last week was the back garden video. I ran it out my back garden, talk about the video and stuff. So out the back garden was 8.50k. Not out the back garden was 8.38k. So I ran further. Oh, sorry, but out the back garden was a 50-minute run. So yeah, I thought that was a bit weird there. But yeah, last Wednesday was a 50-minute run at 8.50k at 5 minutes 53 seconds per kilometre. Even though I was only 5 seconds slower this week, last week at my back garden. So solid run out the back garden last week, and it was also 5.28 miles and 9 minutes 28 seconds per mile. So yeah, the run out the back garden was pretty short and slow, but it was a fun challenge, and you guys did enjoy it as well. Friday, as you know, was a rest day, and yeah, I just chilled out pretty much all Friday. Couldn't really go out. Actually, I got new football boots. I got the Puma Futures 2.3s. I wanted to go out and use them, but I couldn't because the weather. Even though it's warm and it's humid, but it's also really windy and raining. So yeah, I couldn't really go out and use them. So Friday was just a pretty chill day. Saturday we had a session. Today's Sunday. Saturday was yesterday. 15-minute run warm up, stretches and strides. I done 10x400s on the grass. It was a hill session. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the course. So basically, in Santry Park, where we do our Saturday sessions, there's a bridge basically. There's basically a bridge, and we started from the bridge. This is all on the grass, and there's a little uphill. It's a straight. Well, not all of it was a straight, but like 350 meters of it were straight. It was a straight. Not even, probably like 380 meters. The last 20 meters was like a little bit of a downhill. It was a bit of a downhill turn, but yeah, about 380 meters of it is an uphill, a gradual uphill. So the start is a pretty straight into it with no speed or momentum into a slight uphill. So that was quite tough. Then onto a flat. Then it comes and dips down a little bit. Now remember, this is still all straight. And then you run an extra 50 meters on this little dip. Then you come into the big hill. We ran up that. When we get to the top of that, you take a left, and then it's kind of a downhill 20 meter sprint from there. Really solid session. Was good for speed and building up strength in the legs. Doing a similar session next week. My coach Mick told us it's going to be a bit longer, but yeah, looking forward to it. Solid session. 15-minute run cool down. It started lashing so heavy on the cool down. It was so funny with the lads. It was great. It was so funny when it started lashing on the cool down. That was good crack. Yeah, as I said, solid session. Felt decent and got it done. I cannot compare it. Actually, before I forget, Saturday was 18 degrees Celsius at 78% humidity. It was raining Friday night into Saturday morning. Then when I got to training, it was raining. When I got to training, it was raining. I'm rhyming again. This is the second time now this episode. But yeah, no, when I got to training, it was raining, and it was grand. It was just a light drizzle, and we were doing our warm up, and we got into the session. It started getting really humid, and the sun started coming out. So you know me, the top had to come off. Yeah, it got pretty warm and humid, but as I said, on the cool down, it started lashing rain, but it was still warm even though it was raining. So yeah, that's the weather information there for Saturday, if anyone was wondering about it. Last Saturday, what did we do last Saturday? Yeah, we done a minute on, minute off, so can't really compare it to last Saturday's session, but it's two solid sessions. Two solid Saturday sessions consecutively. So yeah, happy with that. Right, so if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see that I'm holding a pair of Flamingo shorts in my hand. Basically, yeah, if you want to see what they look like, go over, after you listen to it, go over to YouTube and just skip in to about here, and you'll see the Flamingo shorts I'm talking about. But you might be wondering why I'm holding a pair of Flamingo shorts. And I forgot to mention when I was talking about Tuesday that I actually wore these Flamingo shorts while I was training. Basically I wore these shorts while I was training on Tuesday when we were doing the track session. I just done them for a laugh. I got a banana pair and a tiger pair in my press here beside me. But I decided to wear these Flamingo shorts. They didn't hold me back or anything in training. No, actually I'm wrong. I wore these on Thursday's session with the 200 meters. Actually, I don't think I mentioned Thursday's session. Did I mention Thursday's session? I don't think I did. If I didn't, I'm going to do it now. Thursday session, 50-minute run, warm-up. I didn't mention Thursday session. Thank God I whipped out the Flamingo shorts. Otherwise, I would have just skipped Thursday session. That was a mistake by me. But anyway, 15-minute run, warm-up, stretches and strides, and hurdle drills when I got back to the track. 6x200 meters. I feel so stupid now talking about it while I'm holding these Flamingo shorts in my hand. 6x200 meters, average 31 to 33 for each. Then a 15-minute run cool down. Decent session, wasn't the best, but just got it done. Thursday was pretty hot. During the day it was 22 degrees Celsius at 78% humidity. I can compare it to last Thursday's as we done the same session. So 50-minute jog warm up, stretches and strides, 6x200, and last Thursday I averaged 30 to 32 seconds for each. I do remember last Thursday was definitely faster than this Thursday, but a bit of speed work in the legs overall. I wore the Nike Zoom Streak 7s on Thursday. Probably not the best idea, probably should have worn the spikes, but yeah, got that done either way. But yeah, back to the Flamingo shorts. I wore these on Thursday, not on Tuesday. I wore them on Thursday. For anyone listening, they're like a turquoisey colour with a water effect on it. And then it's like, you know when you go on holidays and there's the inflatable like rings? It's basically an inflatable flamingo ring basically. Wore them to Thursday session just for the laugh. They didn't hold me back or anything in training if anyone's worried about that. But yeah, here they are here for anyone on YouTube. They're gas. I think they're funny. The lads got a great laugh out of them. People were coming up to me asking why I was wearing them. I just done it for the mess. But yeah, I was meant to actually wear the banana ones on Saturday, but I woke up late and I just grabbed the first shorts that I saw. But no, it was just for the laugh, and yeah, the lads got a great laugh out of it, and so did I. It was pretty funny. But moving on from that hectic moment just there with the shorts, and only realising that I skipped Thursday session there. But yeah, moving on from Saturday, or should I say, moving on from Thursday, we got Sunday's run because we went from Saturday to Thursday and now on to Sunday. But moving on, we have Sunday. Today was a mad one. I done a run, and wait for it, drum roll, and a session. That's right, run and a session. And if you're wondering why at the start of the episode when I mentioned steeplechase, I said I'd get back to that in a minute, because I done a steeplechase session as well as my 60-minute run today. And also, I done my first ever double up run, basically. Not a double run as if like I done a 50-minute in the morning and then a 50-minute in the evening. I just split my Sunday run into two parts. Basically, when I got to Santry, the lads were doing a 15-20 minute tempo. I don't do the steeplechase with my actual team. I just do with another coach there. That helps me out because me and another lad are the only ones that are doing steeple. So yeah, two of the other lads were doing that didn't have a session on Saturday. One of the lads that didn't have a session on Saturday was doing a 15-20 minute tempo. I had the session on Saturday, so I decided not to do the tempo. So instead, I arrived there at 10 o'clock. I was meeting the coach on the track at 11:15. So I done a 45-minute run as the first part of the 60-minute run. That was 7.76k at 5 minutes 34 seconds per kilometre. At 4.82 miles at 8 minutes 58 seconds per mile. It was a solid 45-minute run out in Santry. Felt good. It felt weird doing the run and not having any of my teammates around me. Felt a bit lonely, but no, it was a solid run overall. Then I got back to the track. Had to take the biggest poo ever. Sorry, that's probably too much information, but I just had to put it out there. Went over, done a few stretches. strides, hurdle drills and hurdle jumps. Then got into the 4x400 meter with hurdles session, and first session back with the hurdles since we stopped due to the pandemic. So I was really excited for this. I was really looking forward to it. I was doing it with another lad on my team. He's my age and he's about 6'4". He's 16, my age. I'm 5'4", so he's a foot taller than me, and so this is his first proper hurdle session. This lad Niall, he's a beast on the track. Normally just the work, like myself, the work with the hurdles and the form will come in time. He was beating me by a good few meters, I'll give him that. But yeah, first rep for the 4x400 meter hurdles was 88 seconds. The second one was 84 seconds. The third one was 82, and the last one was 82. So pretty getting faster each time. The first one was just kind of getting back into the rhythm of it since the last time I done it. If you want to see a picture of that, go to my Instagram, kilo.04, and you'll see pictures of that session up there over on Instagram. Solid session, was really happy with it. Happy to be back. Like, not that was a solid session. I was just happy to be back at the hurdles. Definitely faster times to come in the future. Getting ready, hopefully, for this Leinster track season. Then I done a 15-minute run cool down with my mate, with the fellow on my team that I was doing the session with, as the second part of the 60-minute run. That was 3.39k at 5 minutes 48 seconds per k, or 2.11 miles at 9 minutes 19 seconds per mile. Solid run, solid cool down, just went nice and slow. Felt good, and really enjoyed the session. Happy to be back jumping. Today was 13 degrees Celsius with 79% humidity. Was really windy when I was out on my run. In the park it was really windy, and the home straight on the track was also really windy, but it was not a cold breeze. It was still really warm and humid, so that was good. Thank God it wasn't cold. I'd prefer it being windy or raining. I just hate the cold, so I was happy with that. Can I really compare this Sunday's run to last Sunday? This Sunday's run was 7.76, so that's 11.15k. So this week was 11.15k for Sunday. Last week was 11.43k. So obviously the reason I think this week was slower is because the 15-minute run was after a hard session. Well, not a hard session, but it was after the session, a session nonetheless. And yeah, I just took it really slow. And yeah, averaged about 5 minutes 40 seconds per kilometre for each, and about 8 minutes 55 seconds per mile with the two runs combined. So solid session and run this Sunday. So moving off from the week of training, we have the total K this week, or the total distance altogether. So total kilometres was 40.37k. Total miles was 25 miles altogether. Now that does not include warm-ups and cool downs, and so if I was to include that, maybe it'd be an extra 15k on top of that. I could, obviously it does, the warm-ups and cool down do help the session and the mileage, but it's not the main thing in each session and run, so I'm just not including it. I just don't include it in the total distance for the week. That in miles, as I said, is 25 miles. The reason the mileage is a bit lower lately is because back with the team now and we're on the track, we're kind of focusing more on speed and endurance stuff on the track. Obviously on Saturday we have the longer stuff out in the park, and Sunday, Monday and Wednesday. Monday and Wednesday have been kind of cut to 45-minute runs due to Monday being after a recovery run. Just getting back into it the start of the week. Wednesday being after a hard session on the track on Tuesday, and also having a section on the track on the Thursday. So with the time of each Monday and Wednesday run being shorter, and also starting to do the 200s on the track on Thursday when I'd usually do a 45-minute to 50-minute run. That is the reason why the mileage is shorter, but it isn't substitute of speed and endurance on the track, so it's basically all the same. It's basically all the same anyway. If shorter distance but more speed work is pretty much equivalent to longer distance but less speed work. Probably not, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. So, moving off from the total distance for the week, we have my favourite segment, Question of the Week. And this week's question is, staying on the theme of steeplechase, why did I decide to do steeplechase? I'm going to answer that right now. So, basically, the reason I decided to do steeplechase, there's a few reasons. So, the first one was, when it comes to the furthest distance on the track, for my age, it's like 3k. I'm not the greatest middle distance runner in the world. I just don't have the legs for it. Like, not that I don't have the fitness legs. Everyone in that does middle distance are pretty tall and pretty big. I just don't have the body and physique for it. So I don't really like the 800 to 1500 is a kind of distance. The furthest distance on the track for me is a 3k. I've never done a 3k on the track. With school, there isn't a 3k for my age. With the club, there is. So I kind of wanted to do something that could tie in with the school and club. Steeplechase does that. You can run steeplechase with the school and the club. Once you get to a certain age, I think it's like 15 when you become like juvenile or something like that. I'm not too sure. All I know is I'm able to do it. I'm 16 now. I could have done it last year when I was 15. So that is one reason why I wanted to do steeplechase, was to have a distance that I'd be comfortable with, because steeplechase, even though on Dublin's is 1500 meters, I feel like the hurdles will give me that bit of an edge, or make it that bit more unpredictable. And yeah, I wanted to do something that I could focus on, that, like, if I was to do on a 1500 with the school and a 3k with the club, I'd have to focus on mileage and speed and endurance. But this, I can just focus on everything in at once, so it really helps with that. Also, I'm not the best on the track. Like, I'm decent enough. When it comes to racing on the track, I haven't done it a whole ton. So there is people out there ranging from the 800 up to the 1500 that are better than me, or up to the mile even, that are a good bit better than me. So I couldn't, as of right now, I couldn't see myself doing well in them distance. So I wanted to try something different. Maybe it could have been a bit of a hidden talent. I'm not sure. I've trained it, but I haven't raced it yet. So yeah, I wanted to try something different and see if there's another way that I could improve my running. Obviously, the steeplechase helps massively with fitness and endurance due to the hurdles taking a lot out of you. But yeah, I wanted to try something different and seeing if I was good at it, and it is going pretty well for me right now. I'm really enjoying it. So that is why I decided to do steeplechase. Once again, this Sunday's episode has been a pretty short one. It's been a mad one. The Flamingo shorts, back with steeplechase. And nearly forgetting to mention about Thursday's session, a whole session nearly forgetting to talk about. I can't believe it, but yeah, no, even though it is a pretty short episode, still love making them all the same. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. As I said, thanks for all the support on the Leo Dashbat and the Tiny Garden Challenge videos and podcasts. Really do appreciate it. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to smash that subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified when other videos on the channel go live. Nike Jump Streak 7 review coming very soon. It is in the making, do not worry. Also, video episode of the podcast with the one and only, the YouTube and high school legend Easton Alred. If you want to find out more about that, follow me over on Little Running Irishman, the official over on Instagram. That is going live next Thursday, so make sure to turn the notification bell on to be notified when that goes live. If you listen to the podcast, as I said, follow me on Instagram. You will be notified over on there when it goes live. Also, staying on the topic of listening to the podcast, if you search up the Anchor website and put in the Little Running Irishman podcast, there's a little button that says listener support. Click that. You can donate 99 cents, $4.99 and $14.99. Any donations are highly appreciated, and they all go back into the quality of the podcast, like the webcam and like the computer that I've got here. Thinking about purchasing in a mic. And if you guys want something like that, want to see me purchase more into the podcast and into YouTube, definitely leave a like on this video, leave it down in the comments, or give me a text over on Instagram. Also, I have a TikTok. It's called Little Running Irishman. Go over there on TikTok, give me a follow. like my videos, leave a comment saying on one of them that you're from the podcast. I'd really appreciate that. Addicted to making them at the moment and watching them, of course, like a lot of people during this quarantine. Really enjoying doing that right now. But as I said, thank you guys so much for watching this episode or listening to this episode of the podcast. Really appreciate the support lately. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.